let's say, and you're kind of like laying out what a week might look like, what an ideal week might look like. What does that look like, and where do they fit in outbound, and how do they block and tackle it?
Yeah, I actually shared something with the entire team that you put out there because I think this is a big conversation amongst moving people from a two sides of the house, right? So top of funnel and then everything below to a full
Hmm.
stack sales team, right? So if you have that conversation, I think one of the first things we experienced is you get the pushback of where am I going to fit this in my day? How am I going to structure it? And how is this going to impact the rest of my conversion rates that I'm already working towards? And I think you had said like an hour a day, 10% of your week. And I think that's a great starting point. You use the analogy of working out. I like the analogy that Naval put out there is like if you read 1 hour a day, you're in like the top 1% of people. Most people read for minutes. They don't read for an hour a day,
Yeah.
1 to 2 hours a day of reading. And so how does this tie into sales? Well, before you start prospecting, you should be understanding what's going on at a high level in that industry. Account executives are brought opportunities that are typically pre-qualified. And if the SDR does a really good job providing context, industry background, company background, like we have this pre-discovery call framework that we would throw up for enterprise accounts. And honestly, in a single page, you could have enough there to dig off of in an hour-long conversation. You now have to work that into your schedule. So the very first part was like the pre-activity. And that's where we started with them was let's not focus on the actual results. Let's not focus on setting X number of meetings. Let's just start working on how many accounts do you need to research? What industries are you interested in? And then what are some of your favorite deals that you've been a part of closing? Or what are some of your favorite verticals that you've been a part of? Let's start there so we can drive some of that natural energy, natural passion, because it is somewhat of, it's not an urgent task. It's important, but it's not urgent. And so that's where we started. And we made it very simple, things that you can control, not necessarily results, but activities. If you research X number of accounts, if you come up with talk tracks, if you get on this many calls, some of the things that we threw up in dashboards for SDRs a while back. That structure, I think, helped some of the account executives figure out, okay, this isn't really the burden that I thought it was now that I've got some clarity around what I'm actually doing. And if it, essentially what I ask new reps is I thought of it like a ramp up period. So, trust me, I trust you. If you follow this process, you put in the work and we meet on an ongoing basis, there is going to be results here. And so the sales are lagging thing, just keep following this guideline, an hour a day can, and what we saw is the people that ended up having early on success, they start running with it.
Yeah.
Those are the people that if you get an early win, it's very momentum driven, right? I think sales is overall. If you start getting some early wins, you can take that. And at first, prospecting on a weekend or on a nighttime might feel like a burden. It starts to become okay. I set a meeting at 5 p.m. I'm going to go set one more before tomorrow.